Hey y'all, so this is going to be one of those times where two of my loves, that is film and sports, come together as one, because I was on Threads a little while ago and someone posted that Hollywood should reboot the Like Mike movie, and instead of it being the NBA, it's the WNBA, and to use Asia Wilson's shoe instead of Michael Jordan's. And I have not been able to stop thinking about that. So I'm going to now give you my pitch for that movie reboot. If you have forgotten what Like Mike is, or for some reason are completely unaware of this 2000s classic, it follows a young kid named Calvin, played by Lil Bow Wow. He's an orphan who lives in a group home and he loves basketball. One day they get a box of donations, and in that box is a pair of shoes that apparently belong to a famous basketball player. Calvin takes the shoes and sees that MJ is written inside, leading him to believe that that famous basketball player is Michael Jordan. Now, those shoes end up on a power line during a thunderstorm. They get struck by lightning. Calvin ends up getting them down, and when he puts them on and whispers, "Make me like Mike," he can suddenly play basketball like the best pros in the league. He ends up getting signed to that city's team, and they end up going on a win streak with obviously his help. At first, his teammate Tracy, played by Morris Chestnut, didn't like Calvin, but they grew to have a good relationship, and in the end, Calvin and his best friend at the group home both get adopted by Tracy, but not before he reconciles his own relationship with his father. Okay, so here is my pitch for the reboot. It follows a young teenage girl who is super shy. She has a few friends, but she is a huge basketball fan and loves the WNBA. She actually wants to try out for her school's team, but she gets bullied, and that pretty much prevents her from trying out for anything. One day, she gets a pair of A1s, and her friend also decide to enter this contest on social media to try and get tickets to an upcoming WNBA game. And of course, they get bullied for this, and she gets so upset that she just tosses those A1s outside, and that night is a thunderstorm, and the shoes get struck by lightning. But the next morning, her friend calls her up and says that they've won the contest and they're getting the tickets, so she runs outside to get her shoes, which are magically not destroyed. And at the game, just like in the original, she is picked to do this halftime skills challenge situation. She goes down to the court, ties up her shoes, and whispers to them, "Make me like Asia." And again, just like in the original, she suddenly has the ability to play basketball like a pro. And from then on, we just see it looking like what the original movie would look like. She gets signed to the team because the GM will do anything to sell tickets. And just to note, this will be a team that doesn't actually exist in the WNBA, just like in the original movie. And we get to see a montage of her playing with the team and them winning a bunch of games. And of course, we're going to get some cameos from actual WNBA players, including people like Brianna Stewart, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese, and of course, Asia Wilson, and many, many more as they're playing all of these actual teams in the WNBA. And we can even see well-known commentators talking about this sudden phenom that has joined the league and is taking over by storm. And I would also love to see a cameo from Sydney Colson and TP, because they have their own podcast and they could be talking about her on there. And of course, we cannot have this montage without a very famous song playing in the background throughout. And I'm thinking maybe Flau'jae, maybe Jordan Canada, maybe they'll do some kind of collab for that song. And then towards the end of the movie, of course, there's going to be this very important game that she has to play, and somehow her sneakers are gone and she cannot play with them, and there's nothing that they can do. And of course, she's going to get really discouraged about the whole thing, and the team comes around her and encourages her and says, you know, we're a team, we got this, we can win this game together. And unlike in the original, I would like to see her play in that game and win that game, without the sneakers. And I want to see that because at that point, I feel like because of the team's support of her and just everything from that experience, she has gained the confidence and the self-esteem to just get out there and do what she knows best and play basketball with this team around her, and then see them win that game. And of course, that will be her last game because with all of that newfound confidence and self-esteem, she decides that she wants to join the team or try out for the team at her school. And then in the end, we get to see her playing for her school's team, and hopefully we'll see her lead them to the championship. So that is my pitch for the Like Mike reboot, which would obviously be called Like Asia. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that. Would you want to see a movie like this, especially one that features the WNBA when it's on such a huge rise right now? Well deserved, I might add. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos, and I'll see you later. Bye.